this short video is just going to walk us through making a snowball block. I'm actually going to use 4 snowball blocks to put together a flower for my sweet pea quilt, but I just wanted to show you real quickly how easy it is to make a snowball block. So for this particular one, I wanted a 6.5 inch wide, actually square block. I've already cut my strip 6.5 inches wide, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it down to another 6.5 inches even. So it will be a 6.5 inch square. And like I said, I need 4 of them all together, so I will go ahead and just cut 4 of those 6.5 inch squares to be ready to go. Just like that. And so to make your snowball block, you'll start out with a square piece of fabric. We'll set that one aside for now. And in each corner, you can decide how big you want the actual corners to come across. For this particular block, I want it to be 1.5 inches. So I have gone ahead and I have cut 3 1.5 inch squares. That will be 3 of the corners. And then for the center of this snowball block, I have just a light taupe color that I want to go in one center. And when I put 4 of them together, it'll look like a little square in the middle of this flower, head of a flower. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 1.5 inch taupe square as well. And this is a strip that's already been cut to 1.5 inch in size. So I just have to cut a 1.5 inch length off of it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to draw a diagonal line on the back of each of these squares. So to draw your diagonal line on the back of each of these squares, I just use my short little Easy Square Junior ruler. You can use any kind of straight edge. And just a regular old retractable fine edge pencil. And so go ahead and turn it over and just line up your straight edge corner to corner so you're drawing a diagonal line. And just like that, you'll go ahead and draw that on the back of all of these squares. So it's really quick to go ahead and get all of your diagonal lines drawn on the backs. What you'll do next is you will take your larger square that you started with and you are going to actually just pin each one of these in place in each of the corners so that your diagonal line is going from the outside edge out rather than to the point of the corner. I'm going to go ahead and grab my pins. I'm going to pin them in place, and the next thing we can do is stitch them on. So I've got each of the squares stitched on in each corner, right along that diagonal line. The next thing you'll want to do is go ahead and trim off the corners. So line up the 1/4 inch mark on your ruler and just go ahead with your rotary cutter. And you can just kind of slide this from corner to corner to go ahead and trim off each of those outside corners. I'm just going to eyeball the last one. Doesn't need to be exact. Okay, the next thing I'll want to do is go ahead and press my corners open. So to press your block open, go ahead and press each of the seams to set them. And you want to make sure you're just pressing and not ironing back and forth. You don't want your block to be all wonky. And once you've pressed it, you can go ahead and just turn it out and press it open. And you're just going to work your way right around the block doing that. This is a fun block to experiment with. You can use different size squares for the corners. I just used 1.5 inch, but on a 6.5 inch square like this, I could have used 2 inch, and then I would have had a little bit of a more pronounced snowball, I guess you'd say. They're fun blocks to work with. They go together really nice. You can make a lot of fun patterns with them, putting them together in groups of 4. Yeah, go ahead and have fun and explore making some and just put them together into a little scrappy table runner or whatnot. I think they're just a fun little project. The Sweet Pea quilt uses these snowball blocks to make the 4 petals of the flower. So like I said, I'm going to need 4 of them all together, but for the purpose of today's video, I just wanted to show you how to make an easy snowball block.